This is Scout. Scout is a pretty unique case to me because at first glance, he's a little underwhelming. I mean, what does Scout even have? Engineer has buildings. Spy has backstabs. And Sniper has headshots. 2 out of the other 3 light classes have some way of insta-killing every other merc in the game. So what about Scout? Well, it's perfect. Now, if you've been a part of the TF2 community for a while, you've probably seen this type of video before by much better content creators than me. So why should you watch this one? Am I a god-tier gamer racking up hundreds of kills each game, constantly top scoring and carrying my team on a daily basis? No. Personally, I just play TF2 for fun. So if you want to play the game without having to worry about strategy or winning, then this video is almost certainly for you. At his core, Scout is the most simple class in the game when it comes to balance and playstyle. When you've taken away all the juicy bits about him, he's pretty much just a guy with a shotgun, and no other class is like that. Apart from NG. Pyro too, I guess. Sometimes Soldier, and Heavy as well. What really differentiates Scout from those classes though is speed. Scout moves 25% faster than the second fastest classes, Medic and Spy. Now that 25% may not sound like much, but in practice it gives Scout his strongest strength, the ability to pick your fights. Fight me, coward! No! Of course, that's not even getting into your vertical mobility. Not only are you fast on the ground, but by simply tapping the spacebar twice, you can break the laws of physics and jump off of thin air. And of course, everyone knows that in TF2 lore, Scout ate the 10th class, meaning you cap points and the payload at double the rate. Basically, you do everything faster. You move faster, you cap faster, you kill faster, and yeah, about all that. So what can we do about this? My advice is play like a spy. Scout thrives in the backlines, and when people don't see you, but you see them, you've already got the advantage. That's as long as your teammates don't distract you.
Boog built cage to contain himself. The blood of the innocents would spill if Boog were let free.
This is known as flanking. By sneaking around behind people, you pretty much already have the upper hand on whoever you're fighting. And just like a spy, if you happen to come across a situation where you're head-on with more than one enemy, run away. Soldier in demo, run away. Pyro in demo, run away. Medic in demo, kill the medic. Then run away. You're not equipped to deal with more than one enemy at once, so if you see yourself outnumbered, it's always better to run away and save yourself. I'm dead! Recognizing the situations in which you'll live or die is an incredibly important skill when it comes to playing Scout, and you should always have in mind some way to get out of a hairy situation before you even find yourself in one. Of course, I am neglecting one thing though. Fight me, coward! Yeah! The scattergun is pretty powerful, man. Starting with your primaries, the scattergun is pretty much just the old reliable. What it has over the other side grades is consistency. It has 6 shots in the clip and deals 104 damage at max ramp up, making it easily the best primary for Scout in almost every situation. The Force of Nature is the genuine embodiment of Scout's hit and run playstyle. What it lacks in longevity with its smaller clip size, it makes up for in close range damage, dealing more than stock at point blank range. It also deals a massive amount of knockback to your enemies and yourself, allowing you to have a ton of extra mobility through fan jumping, giving you the chance to pop out of some pretty unexpected places. The short stop is for scouts who value longevity over doing anything fun. It's much weaker than any of the other primaries, but it makes up for it with a tighter bullet spread, making you much more powerful at mid to long range. It has 4 shots in the clip and also comes with a mini knockback effect where you can shove enemies away. The soda popper is incredibly similar to the Force of Nature in that it only has 2 bullets in the clip, but with the added upside of a 25% faster reload speed. Once you deal enough damage, you can activate your hype meter, giving you 5 extra jumps while in mid-air, making it great for mobility and giving you a chance to be even more unpredictable with your movement if you use it right. The Babyface's blaster is a pretty situational side grade, but is all in all pretty fun to play with. You start off slower than usual, but with the benefit that you gain boost on hit, which increases your movement speed by another 30% when at full boost, making you 55% faster than medics and spies. It has 4 bullets in the clip, and you lose boost whenever you double jump or get hit. The backscatter has 4 bullets in the clip and less accuracy, but it encourages flanking even further by giving you mini crits on shots hit from behind, giving you the potential to one-shot light classes. It's a decent weapon in theory, but most of the time you'd probably be doing as well or even better if you were using stock. The pistol is a great weapon to finish off enemies that are either running away or have survived through your entire primary clip. Bonk gives you 8 seconds of invulnerability, which is great for getting into the backlines. It comes with the downside of a slower movement speed when the effects are over, as well as not being able to shoot while in the effects. In my opinion, it's much more useful as an escape tool when the situation calls for it. The Criticola gives you 3 mini crits whenever used, but with the downside that you're marked for death, essentially meaning that you're dealing more damage but also take more damage. It's useful in situations where you want to be more effective at mid-range, like when you're using the short stop, but when used in conjunction with the Force of Nature, it gives you the ability to one-shot light classes as well as medics and 2-shot heavies. The Mad Milk is a great utility. It extinguishes teammates as well as yourself, reveals cloaked spies, and gives you health back on enemies hit based on how much damage you do to them. The Winger comes with the downside of only having 5 bullets in the clip, but it increases your jump height by 25% when holding it out, as well as having a 15% damage increase per bullet. The Pocket Pistol has 3 less bullets in the clip, but it gives you 3 health per hit and fires 15% faster. It's a great backup tool if you're running low on health during a fight, and it's great for picking off people from afar when you're in an area with a lack of health kits. The Flying Guillotine deals 50 damage on hit, with an extra 40 damage in bleed, giving you an overall 90 damage if your enemy doesn't get a health pack or heals throughout the fight. It's not very consistent due to it being a single projectile and relying heavily on your aim, but it's a great pick for dealing a ton of damage from a medium range. Moving on to melee weapons, the stock bat has a higher hit rate than every other stock melee in the game, but deals 35 damage per hit. The Sandman gives you a projectile that slows enemies down based on how far away they are from you, but with the downside that you now have 110 health. It's not very useful. The Candy Cane drops a small health kit on kill no matter what weapon you're using, but gives you a 25% damage vulnerability to explosives, meaning demo men and soldiers can now potentially one-shot you. The Boston Basher deals bleed damage on hit, but if you miss, it will in turn deal bleed damage to you. It can potentially be better than stock as it has the chance to deal 75 damage in one hit, but with how finicky melee hit reg can be in this game sometimes, it's mostly more useful to just switch to your primary. The Sun on a Stick gives you guaranteed crits on enemies that are on fire, but deals 25% less damage per hit. It also gives you a 25% fire resistance while holding it, meaning Afterburn deals 3 damage instead of 4. Now hearing that, you'd think it'd be pretty useful, and if you're watching the clips I'm showing you, you'll see you're completely wrong. This weapon is so situational on whether or not a pyro is on your team that there's not even a single reason to equip it if there isn't one. And even if there was, the crit damage this thing does can't even one-shot a light class. And even then, for all the bad stats this thing has, it can still random crit, meaning there's not even a point to using it. The Fanna War marks players you've hit for death for 15 seconds, meaning any damage they take will be mini crits, regardless if you're the one hitting them or not. It comes with a 75% damage penalty, but crits whenever it would usually mini crit. It's a useful weapon when you want to play a more supportive role for your team, but relies heavily on other people doing damage for you. The Atomizer gives you an additional third jump whenever it's held and mini crits whenever you're airborne. It's a nice utility whenever you want that extra unpredictable movement in a fight. The Rap Assassin is great for dealing damage from afar. It's the Flying Guillotine but better. It only deals 12 damage on melee hit, but it fires a ball that inflicts bleed on enemies. It's amazing if you want to deal a bunch of damage over time, but don't want to give up the reliability of your secondary. Knowing what you're using to fight your enemies with is key to understanding exactly how much of an effect you can make on the enemy team. But knowing what you can do potentially is no use when you're actually in a fight or flight situation, and that's exactly what matchups are for.
Hit the bricks, pal, you're done!
Scout is a weird one to fight, with both of you being the same health with the same damage dealing capabilities. Scout duels can either end up as an easy 2-shot kill, or you both spend 20 minutes missing all your shots before one of you eventually gives up and killbinds because you're both bad at the game. The one big tip I can give you is to always use the scattergun. While you can feasibly kill him with 2 shots from any of Scout's primaries, no other gun in Scout's arsenal has 6 shots in the clip, making it way less punishing if you miss 1 meat shot. Other than that, moving unpredictably is probably the only other thing you can do against an enemy Scout.
If God had wanted you to live, he would not have created me!
You'll be coming across soldiers a lot in your games, all with varying levels of skill, because of his highly reliable splash damage. But soldiers have 2 great weak spots that are incredibly easy to exploit. Number 1, his rockets are slow. At mid-range, all you feasibly have to do is jump a few inches to the side for safety. Using your double jump is practically required to fight a soldier, so you can get that extra bit of distance away from his rockets and whatever splash damage might come from it. Number 2 is taking the high ground. If you're higher up than a soldier, it makes it much harder to hit a rocket at all, and splash damage becomes pretty difficult to inflict when they haven't got the right angle on you. Of course, there is a certain elephant in the room I should address. The direct hit is a weapon for soldier that has a faster projectile speed and deals more damage, meaning if you get caught by one of his rockets, he has the potential to one-shot you. Use your speed and mobility. Try and be as unpredictable as possible. Pyro's main source of damage is the flamethrower, which deals damage over time. Because of his lack of long distance weapons, it's not that hard to kinda just stay out of their range. But even if they are using a flare gun, or worse, the scorch shot, if you do get caught in one of his flames, it's much more beneficial to just walk into them and fire 2 quick clean shots. Remember, the flamethrower doesn't deal burst damage, but you do.
Couldn't you see the bloody bombs?
Scout is what I would call Demo's soft counter. Because of Scout's high mobility and Demo's slow walking speed, it makes it much easier to close the distance and get a few shots in him. And with Demo dealing self-damage with every shot he takes at point blank, also known as the most effective range for a Scout, you can sometimes use your mind powers to just make them blow up.
Blows up pancakes with mine.
My fucking pain.
Go ahead and cry, baby!
Heavy is one of my favourite classes to go up against, probably because you get to recreate Meet the Scout. A heavy player's main way of aiming is tracking, so it may seem counterintuitive, but getting up close to a heavy and simply strafing around them so you're constantly moving out of their crosshair makes it much harder to hit you. Another way is to simply listen. Heavy's a big guy with a big gun, so naturally he's going to make a lot of noise. If you hear revving, it's usually better to hang back for a moment, but if it stops, that's your green light to go in and get him.
Not fast enough. Not by damn sight.
Now, Engineer's got one big weak spot, and that is, don't fight him. More specifically, don't fight his sentry. Scout is incredibly inequipped for dealing with sentry guns, so do your soldiers and demos a favour and let them get that destruction point. If you see or hear a sentry gun, just go do something else. However, if you're dealing with a battle NG, without their sentry they're pretty much a slower Scout that deals less damage, so use your mobility as much as possible to dodge whatever shots he fires at you.
Come over here! I promise I will heal you!
Medic isn't exactly equipped to fight you. More often than not, you won't find them by themselves, but they'll instead be surrounded by their team. If you ever find yourself in a situation where the person you're fighting is being pocketed, always kill the medic first. Just watch out for random crits.
That'll slow you down, you twitchy hooligan!
Fighting a sniper pretty much boils down to 2 things: not standing still and never fighting them head on. If you use your double jump and movement, even a good sniper can struggle to hit shots on you. Move as unpredictably as possible and never walk in straight lines.
Did you forget about me?
Spy isn't really too much of a trouble when playing Scout. You move faster than them, making it much harder for them to catch up to your back, and even if you're playing against a god tier Spy who's trick-stabbing everyone, they can only one-shot you if you're in melee range. Just don't get close to them. So you've finally done it. You flanked the enemy team. No one saw you coming. You see the enemy team's medic, blissfully unaware of your existence. No one's protecting him. This is your time. You go in, baby! Yeehaw! Oh, right, I need to aim. Kind of can't give you any tips on aiming since everyone is different and I'm not so good at it myself. But if you want to get better at aiming as Scout, there is one weapon you can use to better yourself. That's right, the Soda Popper. Because of its much more punishing 2-shot clip, and the fact it deals the same damage per shot as the stock scattergun, it encourages you to hit your shots as often as possible. Or use the Force of Nature too, I guess, if you really want to. Anyway, thanks for listening to my video presentation. Okay, bye.